So welcome to the first, well, not really the first episode for us, but the first episode for you guys at home. The first episode of Custom Card Corner. I mean, you'll have a whole lot of like introduction stuff that are called corners, I guess. There's sort of like a corner, small corner of the internet, but this is a small custom card corner where we would oftentimes do card reviews, custom card submissions. We take a read of them, we evaluate them, we give them grading, skill changes, and additions. Right now, we have a submission by a viewer today, Hammer. Hammer is a constant, almost everyday viewer of the stream, so there's oftentimes he tends to submit a whole lot of very cool and interesting cards and artworks, or card submissions, or card ideas. If you also want to see some of them, you can come to our Discord. It should be in the link in the description of this YouTube video. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we have the first grade 3 lineup. It is from Murakumo. It's Axel clan. So this is kind of the idea that he designed around it, the Hyaki engine. Hyaki Yagyo, Stealth Fiend, Nurarihion. Ooh. Kind of rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Imaginary Gift, Axel, 12k power. Continuous Vanguard Circle. During your turn, if you have 4 more Hyaki Yagyo units with different names, that's very different than most Murakumo decks, because usually they tend to go for having the same name. All of your unit gets 5k power. If you have grade 3 unit in your soul, this unit gets a crit as well. So it gets a crit if you have a grade 3 in your soul. And they have a lot of grade 3s that can actually soul charge. That's actually not too bad. And we'll see whether or not he has more grade 3s that can actually put themselves into the soul after being attacked or after doing something really cool. Auto, Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle. This unit attacks. Cost. Counterblast 1. Choose one of your rearguards, put it at the bottom of your deck. Search your deck to or drop zone for one Hyaki Yagyo unit with a different name. Call it the Rearguard Circle. And it gets 15k power until end of turn. If this unit's on Vanguard Circle, call 2 instead. I like it. Not bad. And there is Chief Fiend, Hyaki Yagyo Nurarihion. I need to get accustomed to pronounce that. Alright. If you have 3 or more Hyaki Yagyo units with different names, this gets 3k power and drive +1. So it's compensating for the extra 5k that all of your different names, your different name units would get, or all of your units would be getting. So instead of 10k on a column, it individually gets +3k power and a drive check. So I guess that's okay compensation. Let's see, during your turn, of all Hyaki Yagyo units, I'll probably just go off of Hyaki in their name. I'll go with Hyaki in their name. Each with Hyaki in their name, with Hyaki with different names. All the units with Hyaki in their name get 2k power for each Hyaki with unit with different names on the field. So you could potentially get up to, so say for example, you're playing a bunch of grade 2s with Hyaki in their names. So then you can get upwards to about 5 to 6k. No, 5 to 6 different names, depends on the unit type. So 4, 5, so maybe 10k. That's not bad. 8 to 10k. Like, worst case scenario, 4k. Not bad. That is not bad at all. Worst case scenario, 4k to your board. It's okay. Or at least to the units with Hyaki in their name. That's not bad still. When his unit attacks a Vanguard cost, Counterblast 1, choose any number of your rearguards, put them to the bottom of your deck. Search your deck and drop zone. I like the fact that it has like a mid-attack battle skill. So you can choose any of the non-Hyaki units and then superior call a whole bunch of Hyaki units. So then you can also search in your drop zone for every unit that you also did as well. I like this skill so far. It's actually pretty insane. You drop zone for the same number of Hyaki units with different names and return to the deck. Call into Vanguard circle, and all of your units get 15k power until end of turn, plus the additional 4k, or you know, maximum 4k that they get. They also get extra added bonus, and since it's a continuous skill, that also stacks as well, which is kinda nuts. That's kinda crazy. Wow, that's actually a very powerful grade 3. That's a very, very powerful grade 3. Well, are you guys creating cards? Yes, Kai. Hi, Kai. How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Hi. I'm currently doing a recording for a custom card creation corner that we're doing today, and this is what Hammer decided and what he designed. So that's what we're currently reviewing and reading. Okay. I like it. I like this a lot. I think this card is kind of insane. You get like an additional plus 19k, like minimum. Plus 19k to your board, or at least all to the Hyaki units. It even says all of your units. So even if you still have any straggling, like any straggling, like grade 1 or grade 2, that also gets 15k power as well. That's kind of nuts. This is super aggressive. This is super powerful. This is also really strong going first as well, because it's not dependent on your opponent being on grade 3. It doesn't care about your opponent's feelings. It just spits facts at them. It's actually pretty insane. It's nice. How to get the content creator flair? Oh, Delmistry. In my Discord, there is a pinned message in my announcements. I might need to make a roles subsection or a roles channel for just roles. I might actually have to make that one, because I might want to add more roles in the future, because I want to maybe not specifically segregate my sections in my Discord, but I want to make sections where you don't see a whole bunch of stuff you need to scroll through on Discord. Only when you get the role, you get to see the added stuff that you want. That's what I want to do. Alright, cool. And then we have Hyaki Stealth Fiend Shirayuki. This unit is regarded as Fantasy Petal Storm Shirayuki. Vanguard, Rearguard Circle, Guardian Circle, 1 place, Soul Blast 1, discard a card from your hand, choose 3 units, and they get minus 5k until end of turn. The Soul Blast one is kind of nice. The discard one is also pretty nice too. It's basically playing a half a PG, no, basically PG, technically, depending on how much power that you're reducing the power by. And then if this unit is on Vanguard Circle, Guardian Circle, or placed from deck or drop zone. Oh, because you also get to copy them because of the Chief and the Stealth Fiend. Oh, so you get extra added bonuses as well. It does cost soul though. And some of the skills so far have been costing some souls. So I kind of like that oh my god, I'm actually in love with a lot of these designs. I like the fact that you actually need to kind of think what you want to do with the skill before you want to resolve it. I mean, it's super powerful and impressive. So sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Or plays from deck and drop zone, they get minus 10k power instead. If you discarded a unit with Hyaki Yagyo in its name, or Fantasy Petal Storm Shirayuki, they get minus 15 instead. So you end up either discarding grade 3 or useless grade 2 or something that you can get back on your attack step, because your Stealth Fiend and your Chief Fiend can get back your grade 2s or your grade 3s from your drop zone to get extra multi-attacks to reduce your opponent's power. It feels very how to explain it? It feels very Hyuga. It feels super, super Hyuga. And I like it. It's like mid-battle Hyuga. Like Yasue light. Technically, right? Because with Yasue, you can get, with the grade 1, you can Superior Call a couple Shirayukis, and especially if you play like 12 grade 3s, you can Soul Charge the grade 3s into your soul if you went into aggressive push turn. So you have enough soul to Soul Blast for the multiple calls of Shirayuki, so you also eat off their defensive triggers as well from them. So for every like Superior Call you get from Shirayuki, you could get like minus 5, minus 10. Gosh, it does eat your hand though with this version. With this version of Shirayuki, it does end up eating your hand, so you need to think of your power turns and like how aggressive you want to go. One thing I do realize, some of the cards do not go into the soul, though, of the grade 2, but you can kind of solve it. Maybe the grade 2s and grade 1s probably solve that issue, so let's get into it. Grade 2, Yaki Yagyo, Kishin, Aotabo. 9k power 5k shield, continuous. If you have Hyakyo, Kishin, Kurotabo. Oh, so I guess this is like a 5, maybe a grade 1 or something. This unit gets 5k power. So you have a unit that pairs off with a grade 1 potentially. Oh no, it's just a second grade 2. Okay, they're just twins. Or they're sort of like a duo squad thing. I like it. Let's see. Auto Rearguard Circle once per turn when this unit attacks. If you have a Vanguard with Hyaki and its name cost, discard a card from your hand. Search your deck for a Hyaki unit with a different name as your Rearguard's call it to Rearguard Circle. This unit gets 5k power until end of turn. If you have a Hyaki Kurotabo in your Rearguard Circle, counter charge 1. I think counter charge 1, draw 1 would be nice. Allow you to kind of filter, but maybe you'd been plussing too much. Possibly that'd be plussing too much. I think counter charge 1, since the exact naming restriction is very important for having either the second pair of the grade 2, I think having a card draw there might be okay. But then again, as I said, I'll take a look at a second skill. I'm probably jumping ahead of myself. I'll shut up and just read. Alright, so we have the grade 2 Kurotabo. Let's see. And then if you have a Kishintabo, Aotabo, on your Rearguard Circle, this gets 5k. So they pair up and they become 14k. Axel Circle become 19k. That's pretty Gucci, especially with the other Chief and Fiend. They get an additional 5k, so they become 24k on attack, plus the minus that you get from Shiryuki. Your opponent is guarding for upwards to about minimum of 20k shield to stop some of your attacks, which is insane. That's nice. That's super nice. Alright. Auto. Once per turn, when this unit attacks, if you have Vanguard with Hyaki in its name cost, choose one of your rearguards, put it to the bottom of your deck, search up to one Hyaki unit with a different name as your rearguards, call it to Rearguard Circle. It gets 5k power until end of turn. If you have a Kishin Aotabo on your Rearguard Circle, draw a card. Okay, so this is where the card draw comes in. One gives you card draw, one gives you counter charge. If you have both, you get both. I like that both are gated within a skill. It doesn't have to be perfect, then you get to choose which one you want, right? So you can just have it for the additional ability. So this on its own already is really strong, and it just adds like, okay, you basically search for the second one because you really just want the additional stuff, right? Like, after you resolve all of the skills and stuff, you get the extra counter charge, which is kind of insane. Did I see Shiryuki's third skill? I don't think I did. Auto. When placed into drop zone, return this unit to the bottom of the deck. This ability can be only used with the same name once per turn. Oh! Nice! Okay. Huh. I guess what you can have is, instead of it going to the drop, not placed, when it's retired from the Guardian Circle, can make it a bit more restrictive. When it's retired from the Guardian Circle, because if it's just placed into the drop zone, it becomes like, okay, I just call it, and I call over it, and I get a free plus. Have it in a very restrictive situation that I feel it could be kind of nice. Like, if you're using the Guardian Circle just to guard with it, it puts it to the bottom of the deck, then you have a target to search and fetch. That'd be kind of nice. I like these designs so far. This is actually pretty nutty. Alright. Hyaki Yagyo Nikubi Kubinashi. Kubinashi. Sorry, Q. I'm pronouncing it as Q, like in a Dutch Q, but I need to pronounce it as a Q, like a QB. So it's foxtail, I guess. If you have a Vanguard with Hyaki Yagyo in his card name, his unit gets 5k power, 5k shield. It's kind of tight. If you have a Hyaki Yagyo, Nuranion, or Chief, or Hyaki Yagyo, Nuranion, can't pronounce it. When this unit intercepts, you may choose one of your opponent's rear guards and call it Guardian Circle. No, not call, but move. Because then you can have like Guardian on-play skills happen here. So, move. Moving it to Guardian Circle probably might be better here. Or better phrasing a term or word. Because when you intercept with a card, you're not placing the card in from your rear guard to the and using the intercept skill. When you use the intercept skill, you're moving the card there. Bad phrasing on my end, but hopefully that corrected it. It made sense of it. Alright. Act. Vanguard Circle. Rearguard Circle. Once per turn. Counterblast 1, discard a card from your hand, retire one of your viewer. One of your opponent's units, draw a card, call a card from your hand to Rearguard Circle. Both this unit gets 5k power until end of turn. If this unit is on Vanguard Circle, draw a card. Draw 2 cards instead. This is pretty decent. Pretty decent. Force Intercepts is also always pretty nice. I like Force Intercepts. This is also pretty decent. I mean, it's cost a counterblast, but you potentially can draw 2 cards, you retire your opponent's card, but you resolve all the skills as much as possible. You Superior Call a card, and you draw 2. I take these, right? I take these. I take these all day of the week. What? I mean, it's not searchable, I believe, but, I mean, we don't know yet. It could be searchable. It could be searchable, so who knows? Let's see. Hyaki, I think most of them are stealth rogues and stealth fiends. Sohei. So we got Sohei over here, who's a stealth rogue of the Hyaki variety. When this unit attacks, Counterblast 1, this unit gets 5k power until end of turn. At the end of the battle, this unit attacks, put its unit to the bottom of your deck, search your deck for another Hyaki unit with different name. Call it to Rearguard Circle. Shuffle your deck. This unit gets 20k power and critical +1 until end of turn. If you're Vanguard with a unit with Nurion in its name, draw a card as well. This might be a little too powerful. Maybe just 20k power. Maybe not the critical, but maybe just 20k power. Or you have it gated behind the Nura name. Because it's the Vanguard, it doesn't need one, right? Because it doesn't need one. If you gate it, say for example you put the rest of the skill behind, or you have it as a requirement that if you have the specific Vanguard name, that you get the 20k plus a crit, then it makes it a bit more fair. Or maybe plus 10k as well, probably. If you give it a critical, then make it plus 10k instead. And if you want to do both, make it that the Vanguard needs to be the Nura in its name to be able to resolve all of the skill. Or the rest additional part of the skill at least. You can have the first part of it stay as is, because I like the first part of it. The first part is pretty safe. Can I stop clicking on that, please? Alright, you gotta calculate it. But it's pretty nice though. And then we have Keijoro, Stealth Fiend Keijoro. When placed, look at top 7 cards for the top of your deck. I think this is the great ones. Reveal up to 1 Nura Rion in its name, or Hyaki Yagyo. I'm gonna be mispronouncing all these names until the end of time, and I apologize profusely. I'm just recently learning to speak Japanese, and as you can tell, I've pronounced this name of all of these cards like 14 different ways for most of this read-through. Reading is hard, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a card game player. Please forgive. Please understand. Reading is hard. It's complicated. It's a nuanced science. Nukibuki. And then Kubinashi. From among them, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck, cost. So blast 1, retire this unit. Retire one of your opponent's rearguard, search your deck for a unit with the same grid as the unit retired by this ability. Call to rearguard circle until end of the turn. All of your rear guards are regarded as different units. Nope, I don't like this skill. This half. This part of the skill I probably don't really like that much. You're already getting... The skill is a bit front-loaded. I think you could probably shift it to maybe like a grade 2 or something. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Because this is gonna be... Like, if you end up having this is gonna end up being a staple. The skill seems a bit front-loaded. Until the end of the turn, all your regards are regarded as different units, but it can be used by the same skill once per turn. Yeah, I know it's like, it's restricted to the same skill as once per turn, but it just feels a bit front-loaded. I don't know. The thing is, Bermuda is probably getting a whole bunch of... Yeah, you know what? Leave it as is. Leave it as is. You know what? Bermuda is getting a whole bunch of free stuff. They have Mordred. They have a whole bunch of restanding, draw cards, draw effects for free. You know what? Keep it. Keep it. It's within the design principle of Bushi already, so just keep it. It's fine. Never mind. Bermuda is getting way more stuff. It's maybe even too expensive. You're paying a soul for this? You're paying a soul? That's... No. Yuck. You're actually paying costs? You don't get the last bit. It seems that half the sentence and then a new one. Oh, sorry. I'll reread it then. We were in grade 1s, right? Yeah, we were in grade 1s. So Blast 1, retire this unit. So you retire one of your own, you retire one of your opponents, search your deck for a unit with the same grade as the unit that you retired. So you retire something in yourself, you superior call something, you call it to the rearguard circle, and then until the end of the turn, all of your units are regarded as different names. So even if they share the same name, you can change them to be, they will be regarded as different names. It doesn't matter, right? So you can have multiple copies of the same card on the board, it won't matter, you know? And this ability can only be used once per turn, which is fun. Ah, you get it? Yeah. Alright, and now we have Stealth Rogue Jammy. Kind of odd wording. Bushi also words their cards like this, so it's fine. Sometimes Bushi cards you kind of need to read the card inversely, and then you kind of get it. Sort of. Sometimes it's also still pretty confusing too, but... I'm looking at you, Dominant. I'm looking at you, Dominant. Mechanic. Jesus Christ. That was a fiasco. Maybe put different names in parentheses? Not necessarily. I guess you can have reminder text somewhere. Like maybe have like tiny little reminder text in the bottom of it, in between parentheses, like different names would be that they can, even if you control more than one unit of the same name, they're regarded as different names, but I thought it was... Maybe some reminder text, I guess, could help, but I don't know. The wording is Bushi certified. Yucky Stuff Rogue Jammy. Drop zone. When your Vanguard is attacked, discard a card from your hand. Call this card to Guardian Circle. From drop zone. Okay. When this unit gets 15k shield until the end of battle. If your Vanguard is unit with Nura in its name, until end of that battle, it cannot be hit instead. Ooh, it's PG potentially. This ability can only be used with the same name once per turn. Pretty good. It's pretty good. Rearguard Circle with its unit boost attacked. It's a boost Hyaki unit. Kind of blast 1, so blast 1, but each unit in that unit gets 5k power. Rearguard skill is maybe a little bit meh, but the Guardian skill in the drop zone is pretty nutty. Actually. I like the rearguard skill. The rearguard skill is kind of meh. I don't know if you would ever want to use it. I guess it's something you'd probably like offer up as a booster. You probably call it like in the early turns, call it as a rear guard to kind of keep them poking and annoying your opponent, and you call over it with like a grade 2 or something, and then it's in the drop zone, and you kind of use it for the rest of the game, sort of thing. I kind of like it. Or you could just aggressively guard with it, and then use it again in your drop zone if you have a Nura Vanguard. So you can kind of get 2-for-1 value out of it. So you get a hard guard for 10k shield, and you get potentially 25k shield, or you get a PG for free for a turn, which is nuts. I guess you can have some additional costs of like Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, discard a card, but that feels very expensive. So I don't know. I like this how this is. Kind of reminds me of Ellie, sort of, kind of, but not also not really, you know? Alright, especially since you have to discard a card. And I noticed there's like a lot of cards you have to discard in this deck to get additional bonuses, so I guess it's very limiting to how much pressure you can do. So I guess draws and fronts is probably like the way to go if you were to build something like this. Since I don't know if crits would matter much. It doesn't feel like crits would matter that much in a deck like this. I think your opponent would be being bled out of hand pretty fast with how much power you get. So I don't think crit matters that much. Just more power. Just way more power. Alright, let's see. And yeah, you have then the Hyaki Stealth Fiend Yosuzume. Act, Rearguard Circle, cost. Retire this unit, return 2 cards from your drop zone to the bottom of the deck until end of turn. When you call units of the same grades as the cards return to deck, Soul Blast 1. If you have a Hyaki Vanguard, Soul Blast 1 for every 2 units called instead. What? Until the end of turn, when this unit calls unit to the same grades as cards return to the deck, Soul Blast 1. So it replaces the costs? Hammer, does this replace the cost? And so instead of paying like discard cards or Counter Blast or whatever, does this replace the cost? Did you pay instead? Because that would make more sense to me. Because if it doesn't do that, that is something I would like it to do. That'd be kind of dope. Or you're forcing your opponent's Vanguard to Soul Blast. I don't know which is which. Alright, so you have Stealth Fiend Kodama. Continuous Rearguard Circle. During your turn, this unit gets 5k power for each Hyaki units of your Hyaki units. Maybe with different names. Probably would be a nice one. During your opponent's turn, if you have 3 more Hyaki units, this unit may intercept and can intercept from the back row. Pretty good. Pretty good. And then you have the Stealth Fiend Kappa. And it is the draw quick shield starter. I like it a lot. I will give this an A+. I will give this deck an A+. I think the engine, the cards, the mechanics, I love the way how they synergize and how they work well together. So that's what I'm giving it. I think some of the viewers in chat also gave it an A+ as well. But that's it for now. Be awesome, stay awesome, guys. Have a wonderful day. Thank you all for tuning in and stopping on by. This has been JJ, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy holidays.